Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of God Concept. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. How you doing on this beautiful Friday, midday, lunch hour, podcast going down. You know, Last night I was doing a lot of research into my situation. And, I'm a truth seeker. I like the truth. Shoot me straight or don't shoot me at all, basically. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was off base about what I've been going through. I was off base about who was doing this to my life, to my family's life. Not really off base, just made to believe one thing when it was actually another. In my findings, I was actually on CIA website yesterday. I was doing a lot of research, you know what I mean? I actually looked up a few videos and everything, and they was explaining that this is the type of thing that the CIA do, you know what I mean, for whatever reason, for, intel or information or, just to keep up the history of what they do in this state, in this, here and abroad. I don't know. I'm merely, just spitting out things that I believe to be true and evident. Not believe, but know to be true and evident. It's kind of scary though. It's scary to the point where I don't know why anybody would indulge in somebody's life in such a way. It's all about intelligence, right? It's all about collecting intelligence or maintaining that intelligence or getting rid of somebody who might have too much intelligence. For a while, I've been noticing that my life was being handled. My family's life is being handled. My grandmother passed, and they started really gunning for me. You know what I mean? As far as trying to trump me up to be like some type of domestic terrorist or some type of threat or something like that. They stole property from me that could get me in a lot of trouble. They stole my car. They stole my livelihood. As far as being able to work, my license and things like that all went down the drain. I mean, I might be able to go get it back. I haven't even inquired because I was too busy fighting this fight that I have to fight for me and my kids. I believe the operative or the agent wanted me to either hurt myself or push me to do some violent act, or do some violent act against myself. Either way, that's not my nature and that's not what I do. So I went researching and I went, compiling all this stuff. I actually found on the CIA website something about remote viewing with my birth date on it. Not just my birth date, the time of birth, the time I was born and everything on the CIA website. It's in their Stargate folder. They use, children, infants, babies, or whomever to do remote viewing on different places. The one that file was attached to was Katamah Mountains up in up somewhere on the map. I don't know for sure because I'm not a part of the operation. I was, but unofficially official. Now basically what I'm trying to do now is because they was trying to, they have been entrapping me and falsely accusing me and imprisoning me. I don't know what they have against me, but, I'm filing the Federal Tort Claim Act against the CIA now. I want to apologize for my misdirected Federal Tort Claim Acts at the FBI and things like that. I mean, I really don't want to apologize, but, that's who I am. I'm a bigger person than a lot of people that work at these bureaus and organizations because they don't really care about your life. It's all about the mission for them. So they'll leave you blowing in the wind, hanging in the wind, even though you got different threats against you and different things that you believe in your mind, and they'll never ever really try to help you out unless you help yourself out and do your due diligence on everything, and on what you're going through. So yeah, and they treated me so fucking bad, just calling and everything. They hang up on you, and I understand the two organizations. They're both part of the government and the government's branch and everything like that, so they can't really divulge any information about each other, or they probably can't, like if somebody's calling the FBI about a problem that they know is about the CIA, the FBI is not going to help you track down the CIA to get your situation resolved. You're pretty much just screwed. It's like you're dealing with ghosts at that point. There's been a lot of personal accounts and things that I think of that I can recollect back to that tells me and shows me exactly who I'm dealing with. I really don't like putting anybody out there, especially people that I love. But it's fucked up, It's really fucked up because my grandfather, well, not my biological grandfather, a dude that basically raised me, he was involved with this. My neighboring community and everything was involved with this. My mother knew about this, of course. I do believe that they had my brother commit suicide. I could see that happening. I don't have any concrete evidence. That's why I'm using the word like believe. But they have the evidence. And one thing about it is, you can hide the truth from somebody else, but you can't hide the truth from yourself. So that's going to be a tough pill for me to swallow if I ever find out actually what happened there. I don't know if they'll, give me that information or not, but I know that the people in my life that was involved with this, they couldn't really tell me anything because they signed this paperwork. It's called a lifetime secrecy agreement, or a non-disclosure agreement. Same fucking thing. But it goes for a lifetime, and you can't divulge any information of their secrets, or they'll come after you. The CIA, what is it? Yeah. They deal with the central nervous system, the lymphatic system, in different ways. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but they dive into all type of hypnotism and telekinesis and telepathic stuff and remote viewing stuff. So what they're dealing with is something on a spiritual level, on a biological, spiritual, mental level, in a lot of ways. So I go on their website, I started digging around, and I found information about Cuba. And of course, my father's Cuban. I got Cuban brother who I don't want to say that, but he passed. My kids are Native American, Cuban, and Irish, and Puerto Rican as well. And they basically took my livelihood away from me, preventing me to really be the father that I want to be. So I started building something new. I started doing this podcast just for my own therapeutic reasons, to get my voice out there and to kind of do self-therapy with myself in a way, and let the masses know, let people know exactly what's going on, because it's not fair what's been going on. I'm pretty sure that they deal with a lot of people in this manner, and a lot of people don't even know what they're dealing with or what they're going through in a lot of ways. They can manipulate the way you think about others and about yourself. They This goes back for generations because, I looked up information on the website about the Bay of Pigs and how they used the mafia to basically to attempt to kill Fidel Castro. I don't think they were successful with that, but that's neither here nor there. I believe that they were trying to do the same thing to me, basically. I don't know if they did that with anybody else that I know, but it goes all back to that. It goes all the way back to Project Peter Pan when they let refugees come over and they tried to keep some of the children over here, and then some of the parents came back and got their kids. To go way back to Operation Peter Pan, Pedro Pan, and the Bay of Pigs, and some type of disagreement between Cuba and America. Maybe an agreement to disagree, if that makes any sense. But basically, that's what I'm figuring out. They really take the opportunity and they take they got this term called nudging, where they'll actually, place a person in a situation where the natural inclinations would be to do certain things or make certain moves, and they study your nature. They know exactly who you are, so they know your temperament. They know what you like, your dislikes. They know what you would hurt somebody over. They know that, as you have children or you have something that you love, that you would want to defend it or protect it, and they'll use that against you as well. They'll actually use people around you. They'll use people around you, organizations around you. They'll use the law against you because, they make these laws and statutes and things that we abide by every day. And I'm just getting to the realization that they're behind all this because of my personal accounts with certain people. My mother always told me, nothing, nobody, this and that, since a little boy, this and that, you know what I mean? Certain things that she went through in her life. Certain things that my grandfather had said, not my grandfather, Alonzo Brown, certain things that he said to me, you know what I mean? Like, when my brother passed away, he referred to him as Peter Pan. He said, "Man, I sure do miss Peter Pan." And I asked him, I said, why you call him Peter Pan? Because he used to wear them tight little pants, which is some pervert shit if you ask me. I'm not worrying about how tight another man's pants is. But that's neither here nor there. But he referred to him as Peter Pan. And that's when I went down a rabbit hole of looking up Peter Pan. And I know he's a military guy. Not most of my family, but him, my uncle, they were in the military. These are military people that I'm talking about, whether they like to admit it or not. He always wore this FBI shirt, female body inspector, right? But that was a throw off too, because you would think that somebody wearing an FBI shirt, female body inspector, was like trying to throw a hint at being with the FBI, but he's not with the FBI. It's actually CIA. And that's what I'm dealing with here. I'm not trying to be no type of whistleblower or nothing. I'm trying to get the Federal Claim Act to the Department of Justice. And I can't seem to get an email through to them. So I got to keep trying back channel. I'm trying back channel ways of getting to the Attorney General over there at the Department of Justice. So that way he could, see what's going on and recognize it and put a stop to it. Also, reimburse me for all the things that I've been through, for the whole exploitation, the whole coercion, the whole drama that I've been through in my life. That's what it's been for me, drama. You know, it affected the new work that I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? It affected all of that. You know, I'm trying to make music, I'm trying to write books and things like that. I'm getting letters in the mail about legal matters that I got to handle. But I can't go over there to get my paperwork on my mail because he has me on a falsified order of protection. Never did anything to threaten this man. Actually, I was trying to protect him because I thought they had people in prison. I know this guy was supposed to get out of prison, McKinley Woods or some shit like that. He's tied to Stephanie Scanapico. And, you know, they would talk on the phone all the time. I don't know whether I was supposed to go to jail and get hit by this guy or he was supposed to get out and do something to my grandfather because he looked like a skinny version of my grandfather. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe they trying to do something funny. You know, she was also a nurse's aide. She helped take care of my Uncle Freddie, which ironically passed as well due to respiratory failure in the hospital. They tried to say it was COVID, but it was respiratory failure because I believe, you know, once again, I got to use that term because I'm not 100% in facto about my information, but I do know that he used to use, you know, drugs every now and then, you know, which some of us do. Some of us turn to marijuana or cigarettes or whatever. All of this is drugs. Even sugar is a drug. So I'm pretty sure that they was giving him some substance that messed with his respiratory system. Methamphetamines, more than likely. Now, I'm putting all this out here, once again, because I'm protecting my family. I'm protecting what's naturally mine. You know, we might have these birth certificates that gives the state rights over us and things like that, but you have a higher meaning, you have a higher purpose. You know, the Akashi Records is inside of you, is embedded within you. You know what I mean? You're attached to something greater than what you're attached to here, you know, as a human being. This is only more real to you because you can see, feel, smell, taste, touch. You know, I'm sure I said feel, so that's touch. But, you know, that's why it's more prevalent to you. But you're tied to something way more greater than yourself. You know, us is being us, right? Being human or being in this body or whatever. We have abilities that our souls possess, that our spirits possess, you know, abilities that we can't even comprehend, you know, like telekinesis, like hemi-syncing your brain from the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. So this way you could achieve those miracle things that they want to see if you could achieve when you're first born. You know, they do tests on you to see if you could pinpoint latitudes and longitudes. Like I said, I got the whole paperwork where it clearly showed that I was tested to see if I could remote view and things like that as a baby, as an infant, you know, when I was first born. You know, I guess that's the, you know, when you're entering into the world in this body, you're still attached more so to the spirit. So they like to try to see what you could do as a child, basically. You know, I'm just out here enjoying the weather, man. I'm enjoying the weather and getting this information out here. You know, whether you like it or not, whether this podcast is fluent in the way that I'm speaking the speech or whatever, I really don't care. It's just about getting the information out here because, you know, my voice will be heard one way or another. Either they're going to, you know, make things right with me or they're not. I have no idea. You know, I have no idea. Well, I do have an idea of what they're capable of. That's why I make sure that I stay in the right terms. I'm just, you know, putting my information out there and what I've found out and what I'm compiling. I'm hoping for more information, actually. I'm hoping to dive deeper in this rabbit hole and really find out what's going on. I don't want to take a league of absence from my family, though. And it seems like that's what their ultimate goal was, to make me go through all of this so they could lock me up on trumped up charges and say I'm a deadbeat father, and, to line me up to say I'm some domestic terrorist, or that I, do something with firearms or some shit like that. I'm only what you've made me. I'm what you've made me. I'm a product of the situations and environments you put me in. I'm trying to not change, but, alter the way that I think about things, the way that I see people and everything, because, it's something else. There's something else that's going on that we don't even comprehend. To be honest with you, this is some biblical shit that I'm going through. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, I never, realized or knew or thought that I would be in a situation like this, where I gotta, fight to just stay free. Just, I gotta fight and learn and gain knowledge and, just to be free. You know what I mean? It's sad though for me, because, if I was somebody's supposed, quote unquote grandfather, or if I was somebody's quote unquote supposed mother or father, I would keep them safe from tactics like this. Or even if they were involved in tactics like this and didn't know it, I wouldn't let them succumb to any of the bullshit that's going on. You know what I mean? It's a bad thing when a mother, a grandfather, an uncle, a brother, or whomever would let somebody go through this stuff without letting them know what's going on, especially when they got kids. When you got children involved and stuff like that, you can't do that. You can't do that. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta stand for something greater than the position you hold. But that goes to show you that the human aspect of a lot of people that's working with these organizations isn't there. They might be doing something for a higher power, a lesser power. They might be doing it for power, you know what I mean, for all I know. But in the same token, you can't just let them manipulate you and throw you in any position as a living human being, as a soul inheriting this body, using it to navigate and do and follow the purpose that you were meant to follow. It behooves you to do your due diligence, gather your information, look up your lineage, your bloodline, and figure out what exactly is what and why it is that. You know what I mean? I just want to say this. Your problem, whatever problem you had with my ancestors, with Cuban people or Native American people or whomever, I know they don't got a problem with the Irish people, but whatever your gripe is, you don't get to take that. You don't get to take and do the descendants of these people wrong. You don't get to take, your gripes that you have with a race of people, ancestors, and do them wrong just because, your government or whatever government entity you're working for, has a gripe with them for whatever type of reason. And that's what it seems like is going on in America. I got sisters that can't have children. I got brothers who committed suicide and things like that. And I think it's systematic because each of us go through things. And I mean, yeah, it's life. We live life and things like that. But at the same time, it's different when you can see that life that you're living be guided in a way that's not conducive to the family that you're raising, to the way that you live your life. I mean, think about it. I'm a man that don't have a criminal background, don't have a criminal history whatsoever. And then they take this man and place him in a situation, in a condition where it's either fight or flight. Either this guy's going to snap out, or he's going to just, do something, or he's going to go to jail, or he's going to, just go get his job back and live like everything is normal after what he's been through. But either way, even if I was to, because, Georgia Scanapico, the last thing she said, go get your job back. Like, come on. You don't get to tell me that after you done set me up, told me to go to therapy, you know what I mean, do all this shit in my life, and then I go get my job back. And then next thing you know, years down the line, I'm getting pulled in or arrested for something, and I'm thrown in there for the rest of my fucking life because you stole property from me. You stole my car. You put me in debt. Like, you put me over my head in debt. You know what I mean? Especially when a person isn't working or isn't, working at what you want me to work at or y'all want me to work at. It's sad that they get to do these type of things with full immunity, with full punitive immunity. You know what I mean? They get to do these things with full immunity from the government. People just turn a blind eye to what they're doing and things like that. Until you call them out on their bullshit. Once you call them out on their bullshit, they got to acknowledge the wrong shit that you're doing. That's why they had records up, files. If you look up her name, it comes up like she got police records and she's been in court and she's been in jail, this and that. All of that is a front. All of that is a cover. You know what I mean? Alonzo Brown, he's just a fucking scumbag. You know what I mean? For putting a false order of protection on me. After my grandmother passed away, like right afterwards, you could see the flip in him. You know what I mean? I didn't even know that something like that was possible. I mean, for me, that would have never been possible. You know what I mean? If I got a grandson, I'm going to try to make sure that he, all right, you want to go a different direction with your life, then let's do it. You know what I mean? And support him and what he's trying to do. But he rather support, people that he's afraid of or people that he's in cahoots with and conspiring against little old me. Conspiring against little old me and my whole fucking family. Right? I got uncles that turned their back on me. You know what I mean? Not all of them. And I just want to put this out there. I still love all y'all. You know what I mean? I do. I still got love for all y'all. And that's some fucked up shit because y'all really fucked me over. You know what I mean? The way that y'all did me. But I understand that you couldn't help it. Because the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, they are in your central, I forget what it's called again. Sometimes I get twisted for words, but your lymphatic system, your central intelligence, the system in you. So it's kind of like you're jacked into the system. I don't know. Like, honestly, we might be in some type of fucking matrix for all I know. Or maybe we're not in the matrix, but they make it the matrix by bogging us down with so much bullshit. You know what I mean? I have no idea what's going on there, but you can see that the hearts and minds of men and women are easily swayed. You know what I mean? That's sad. Because that means that if a person isn't, in their right mind or healthy minded or thinking straight, you know what I mean? If their thoughts isn't straight, that you can sit up there and send messages to a person, through their central nervous system. That's what it is, the central nervous system. The CIA is tapped into your central nervous system, also known as the lymphatic system. But if you're not a strong-minded person or have the mental fortitude, you'll go out there and you'll eat yourself to death. They can make a person get big and fat. You know what I mean? They could make a person, they could send you, they could send messages to your central nervous system or your lymphatic system to have you eat yourself to death, or have people antagonize you to the point where, you're thinking about doing something stupid out here in the world or something like that. They can tap into you and make you be a gun collector. You know what I mean? An avid. Hey, how you doing, brother? All right. They could tap into that system and have you be an avid gun collector for years, and then later on down the line, steal those guns from you, and then try to place you on some type of terrorist watch list and things like that, and falsely imprison you and basically nudge you. The term is called nudging, I found out. And basically place you in situations that will ultimately lead you to jail or death or whatever the fact may be. And they'll just sit aside and watch like it ain't nothing, like it's just another day at the fucking office for them. But it's not. It's people's lives that you're dealing with. It's people's livelihood and lives and children that you're dealing with. My mother, a lot of times, she referred to people as pawns. Pawns, like we're on a chessboard or something like that. And now I see why. Because ultimately, pawns are easily moved around the chessboard. The knights, the bishop, the queen and the king, and the rook, they have the ultimate moves. They can move across the board freely until they get took. So now see why she said that. Also, a lot of times she would say that people are perverts and things like that. I thought she was losing her mind or something like that, but she's not. She's in her right mind. She just, would say things out loud to, I don't know, because her mind is going through whatever process that it needs to go through. But yeah, that's what this is about, I wonder why she put the tape over her phone camera sometimes. That's because they watch you through these devices. They watch you, listen to you, monitor you. They control your social media, the things you watch on social media, all of this stuff. So it's like you're born into the, CIA or whatever system this is. Yeah, that's basically what it is. I don't claim to be the smartest guy in the world at all. I'm just sitting here doing this podcast, trying to get some air, trying to continue to live my life amongst my children and just be happy and be peaceful. And I want my kids and my children to be happy, peaceful, and successful, as well. I didn't know somebody could take and just maneuver you. You know what I mean? Like, if they don't want you to be successful, you won't be. If they want you to be, they will be. If they want your songs to do well, on whatever streaming platform you're on, it'll do well. If they want you to have followers on Facebook, they can send you thousands of fucking followers. Like I believe they did to me. Like, my Facebook following just through the fucking roof out of nowhere. One page, I only got like 100 and something fucking people on there. And then my other page, I'm like at 6,000 fucking people on there, with fake names and fake falsified accounts and everything that they could place on your Facebook and on your Instagram and things like that, because they control it. Things you see on a daily basis. They control your day-to-day life. You know what I mean? You could be at home, send your child to school, and constantly something may keep happening at school, and you got a song out where you say, give up my soul, you touch one of mine, and all that type of stuff. And it's like, they say, oh, well, there's an out. We can fuck with his kids and he'll just crash out. He'll just go and be a crash dummy because somebody fucked with his kids. You know what I mean? Oh, here's the thing. He has he's addicted to smoking cigarettes or doing this or doing that. So we could just, give him cancer or, present whatever problem in his life just to push him over the line, to get a rise out of him. So that way, ultimately, he, wind up in a space or in a situation that we want him in. I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it. I'm going through a lot, and I just want this situation resolved. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck if they delete every podcast episode that I'm exposing them on, that I'm talking the truth on. I don't care if that's the case. Like, you know what I mean? Give me the non-disclosure, give me the lifetime of secrecy agreement or whatever it is, and let me move on with my life. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. Either way, if something happened to me, how are my kids going to feel? How are my children going to feel if something was to happen to me, or if I was to succumb to the thoughts or the feelings or the situations that I was put into, that I was placed into, And that's the thing that I don't know if many of these people even care about, In fact, I'm pretty sure it's people that work with the CIA and that work with the FBI that really do care. You know what I mean? That really do care about a person's situation and what they going through. And they probably think like, God damn, that's fucked up what y'all putting that guy through. He always been such a fucking good guy. You know what I mean? And you put him in this situation for what? Because he got certain DNA or genetics in him? Because he got what? Like, seriously. Like, you don't just do that to a person. You know what I mean? I know for a fact that there are people out there with children who work for the CIA and FBI. I mean, we all have children and we all love and we all want respect and we all just want to be validated in the way we feel and the way we think. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that they, would feel like up in arms or just like they would feel a certain type of way if somebody did this to their family. You know what I mean? Georgia Scanapico, she got a son named G. That's what I call him, G-O. But, imagine if somebody did this to you. Imagine if somebody took all their time and effort to ruin your family life and get you thrown in jail or make you lose your job or your position with the Bureau or with the CIA, and you got a child to feed. How would you feel about that? How would you feel if somebody took all their time and effort and just focused on sending federal tort claim letters out against you and your family and whoever else helped you with this shit that you've been doing in their life? How would you like if they turned the tables and did the same thing to you and defamated your character and made you look like what you actually are, what you're allowed to be? A drug dealer, a scammer, what if somebody did that to you? Because that's what she's doing out there. She's scamming the shit out of people. You know what I mean? She get around you and she make you feel some type of way. She tried to fuck a guy right in front of me. I'm glad the guy didn't fuck her though, because that'd have been some disrespectful shit. You know what I mean? What else happened? Like seriously, they would disrespect the shit out you. They would disrespect you and try to always get a rise out you. Not only did she do that, she stole my car. She stole property from me that could land me in jail. And that was the ultimate thing that she wanted to do, I believe. I don't know. Maybe she was covering her ass because I was finding out too much, and she said it's like a spy versus spy, but it's not spy versus spy. It's a civilian, a guy with a family, a guy with children, a guy who cares about his life and care about his livelihood that you stole from him. So now he's putting all his effort and energy into doing the same thing to you. You know what I mean? She had me she had me go to areas and do certain things. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, this is really what you do? She had me go to areas where she knew that it was people that probably didn't like me, just to either see was I man enough to go there, or was I just, was I scared? Was I, she just wanted to get a rise out of me and see who I was or something. I don't know what the fuck it was. But, honestly, I thought I was being recruited. I thought I was being recruited for something. I honestly thought that I was being recruited for whatever she was, a part of. I don't know. I didn't want to deal with the illegal aspect of it. But if you're recruiting me to become a Mason, or something like that, yeah, I'm all for it. If you're recruiting me to become a CIA person, yeah, I am all for it. FBI person, yeah, I'm all for it. But you don't have to set a person up to do these things. I remember the time you and, fuck is his name? Your friend, Shane, sat me down in the living room and you're talking about the Anunnaki, and you was about to tell me something. You said, we're on act. I'm on act. And I'm playing the guitar. I'm looking like, on act about what? What are you talking about? Then she just stopped. They just looked at each other and just got up and, started doing whatever the fuck they were doing. They'd say things that don't really make any type of sense to you, but it makes sense to them because they're redirecting your thought. They're redirecting the way that you're thinking or what you're thinking about. They're throwing you off the trail, basically. It's a sad fucking thing, man, to see America do Americans this way. You know what I mean? Whether you're a Native American, whether you're a Cuban American, whether you're Irish American, or whether you're all three. An American is American, and they do not deserve to go through this type of shit. How you know when you're being cheated? How do you know when you're being cheated? Because it feels like it. Most of these things that we feel, most of these things that we believe to be true, most of our thoughts, our intuitions, are in fact, on point, on the money. You have to trust that gut feeling that you have. You always got to trust that gut feeling that you have. You can't be thinking or second guessing yourself, because a lot of times your gut feeling and what you feel is on point. And I felt the whole time I was dealing with these people that this was some type of either initiation or some type of setup. At first you'd be kind of scared about what's going on and everything, but then the initial fear passes, because you're like, you got to figure this out. Win, lose, or draw, and lose might mean life or death, right? But I have to figure this out. And that's how I felt. I had to figure this situation out. Now I see why I live the way that I live. Now I see why I think the way that I think. Why I thought the way that I thought. But now I'm seeing things a lot clearer and a lot differently than I did before. There'd be too many coincidences. One moment I'm here, and the next moment I'm getting a call from either my mother or my sister or somebody like that. I changed my phone number. My other phone, that I couldn't pay the bill. I'm not working for anybody. I'm working for myself. So yeah, I couldn't pay my phone bill. And out of the woo, my mother calls me. I'm like, how the fuck she know to call this phone for me? Somebody else calls me. How the fuck they know to call this phone for me? But I appreciate, folks reaching out for me, and folks still loving me and caring about me. You know what I mean? Even if they were just spinning my wheels, just to have me, what? Idle time is devil workshop, right? So that just to have me doing something with my, as they call it, idle time, yeah. Yeah, it's a hard reality to come to. You know, when you find out all this information, when you find out that, you know, that the CIA hired Roselle. What's the first name? Something Roselle. To do an assassination on Fidel Castro, but it was an attempted assassination because it didn't pass. So that goes to show me that, you know, I don't know. I look at Castro, I see my brother. That's funny. I look at him and I look at that forehead. You know what I mean? I see his face. I'm like, we definitely descended of some type of Cubans around this motherfucker. You know what I mean? We definitely got blood from other places and different nationalities in us. But one thing about it is, once the descendants of whatever race of people are born here in America, they are now Americans. And you don't get to tamper with Americans' minds or Americans' way of life if they're not hurting anybody, if they're not doing anything wrong or illegal. You know, and this is what they do. They interfere to the point where, you know, you'll ultimately succumb to what you to what position or what situation you were placed in. You know, I want to say again, you know, I've been down this road for a while now, and I am a bigger man than a lot of the people that's involved with this situation. So I want to say I apologize if you're on my side, or you got the well wishes or high hopes for me, and hopes that I figure this out, that I persevere in this situation. I apologize if I come off like I'm against you, or that I don't love you, or that I don't like you in any type of way. Because I truly do. You know what I mean? If you wish me well or you hope me success, then I hope the same for you. But if you're a person whom I trusted or befriended me, and really you're just trying to, you know, scheme on me or hurt me or plot on me and conspire against me and exploit me, then yeah, you deserve to be, you know, you deserve to get what you get. You know, I deserve justice. And you deserve to be in prison. You know, you deserve to have repercussions for the actions that you take. You know what I mean? That's just, you know, how I see it. You know, that's just the way of the world. You know, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. So I do hope that these federal tort claim acts do reach the right department and the right people, so that way you can be brought to justice and I can get justice, because that's ultimately why I'm doing this. I want justice. I want justice for my brother. I want justice for my nieces and nephews. I want justice for my children. I want justice for myself. That's what all this is for. That's why I'm doing all this. Not only that, you know, I want to be able to get out here and make money freely and be free about the things that I want to do in my life, you know. Yeah. Said, all right, well, that's been my time. My daughter's walking up now. Hey, baby. Yep, that's been my time. This has been an episode of God Concept. Don't forget to go out there, support the books. I need it. No bullshit. Support the music. You know, the songs that I register are actually really fucking good. The ones that I didn't register, they don't really belong to me. I'm not getting paid off of a lot of the older music because I'm not an asshole. I'm not just going to put out anything and try to make money off of it. That's not what I'm trying to do. This is not a cash grab here. I've been going through a lot of shit. And at first I was playing with the music and I'm trying to get it right and I was having fun with it. And now I'm trying to take it a little bit more seriously, and continue to, you know, produce quality music. You know what I mean? And for me, that's a feat, because I'm putting out music out here, and I don't got a studio, recording studio or anything. I'm doing it all linearly. I'm doing it all on my phone, or, with earbuds and shit like that. Like, you would think I got a microphone to record with. I did have one, but it started acting up on me. I record with my earbuds a lot of times. You know what I mean? I'll just pop an earbud in and just record, and try to get it to sound the way I want it to sound. And once I get that sound, I save it, try to publish it and everything. So that's what that. This podcast isn't even getting monetized because I got people listening to it, but I don't got nobody subscribing. All I need is to subscribe. You know what I mean? I'm not charging anything for a subscription. I don't think I am anyway. But even if you listen and subscribe and, anything like that, or give it a thumbs up, that gets my listeners up, which helps me monetize the podcast as well, which helps support me and my children and my family. So, yeah, thanks for listening to an episode of God Concept. I've been your host, Mr. Pagan, and talk to you next time. Peace.